Take a good look, people. See that man with the orange complexion? Right now, he's making another move to sign away your future, your kid's future, everyone's future. I mean, he looks like a fool. He's up there. Okay, let me tell you what's going on. He's up here trying to justify taking us to war with Iran. And it's no coincidence Bibi Netanyahu had just come to visit him recently. And he's trying to make it to where he's going to do it no matter what. You know that. But he's just trying to find the best excuse to why we're going to do it. And that goofy looking creep right there, he first he was like, oh, nuclear weapons. Then he said, oh, well, look here now in ballistic missiles. Now he's saying drones. He's going to keep finding, and then, oh yeah, and then he said if protesters get hurt in Iran, that too. He keeps on moving the goalposts to where there's no other choice but to have this war. And that should piss you off. I mean, think about it. It's like he's trying hard to spend your money that you don't have, your tax dollars. Think about that. I mean, really think about it. This fool right here, everything he's doing right now, it's not going to affect his life. It won't. And that's the problem with all these politicians. It never affects their life. It never does. Because they're using our money. So it's like we're taking the gamble. Not him. Not those other losers. We are taking the gamble. And then once again, is this what you voted for? I mean, even if you did vote for him, this is why? I mean, he's still going to be just as rich when he leaves office, just as orange, and just as liked. I mean, that nothing changes for him. And the podcast was like those goofy looking fuckers like Benny Johnson and stuff. Same thing. Matt Walsh, all of them, they decided to toe the line. They're all going to still be rich and wealthy. When this war in Iran blows up in our face, it's not going to be them that hurts. It's us. Ask yourself why. Look, let's talk to him now. He thinks he's tough, like tough guy, right? As if he's in there, like I said, if it's like he's fighting the war. No, it's only your kids and sons and daughters, but Israel expects your sons and daughters. Yeah, you guys. They should die for them because they want something extra. They want luxury things that most people don't ask extra for. So their lives are worth it. Let's find out how much though.
Got Midnight Hammer and said, and this will be very traumatic for Iran if they don't make a deal. Look, if they don't make a deal, then it'll be a different story. But we had a very good meeting yesterday with Bibi Netanyahu, and
you have to do this.
If you don't, you're anti-Semitic.
We need this.
Do it.
Got Midnight Hammer and said, and this will be very traumatic for Iran if they don't make a deal. Look, if they don't make a deal, then it'll be a different story. But we had a very good meeting yesterday with Bibi Netanyahu, and he understands. But it's ultimately up to me. If the deal isn't a very fair deal and a very good deal with Iran, then it's going to be, I think, a very difficult time for them.
Okay, it's not a deal. When you deal with somebody, that means you're coming to a compromise to what you both benefit. This asshole, he's saying deal, but he's not really, it's not a deal. A surrender. That's what he's asking for. He's asking the Iran to surrender. Do what we want or you're gone. And that's the thing. Like, there's no deal here. They're making it very hard for Iran to come to the table in good faith and to avoid this potential war. But they're not letting Iran do it because he knows Trump, that slimy dude, knows that it's not going to work out that way. He knows he's going to keep. That's why right now you heard what he just said. He goes, "Well, it's ultimately up to me." Wait, why even say that? If you're the president, we would already think that it was up to you. It's kind of telling in a way, like because he just said Bibi had a great talk. I thought he was going to say with Iran president. No, he goes. I told him no. He goes. Bibi. Oh my God. And he just said it's his choice. You know what he's doing? He's milking this. He wants like to make people know that, oh, you know, it's up to me. So he can look, you know, just enjoying this moment. So Bibi and Dan get a little nervous. Let's keep going.
He says it's ultimately up to me. Is it though? Or are those Epstein files going to haunt you until you finally give in and drop a nuke on Iran? Is that what we're headed for? War with Iran? Also, some other things that Trump says. So now we're potentially going to war with Iran. Iran is not going to give up its ballistic missiles. These are the types of things that the United States or Israel is asking for from Iran. This is from Inside Paper. Israel's Netanyahu says Iran deal must include ballistic missiles. So for a while it was don't build a nuke. And then in June, they did Operation Midnight Hammer, claimed that they blew up the nuclear facilities, so there's no more threat. It would take Iran forever to rebuild, and there's that. And now, because Israel still wants war with Iran, they're now saying, well, no, now it's about the ballistic missiles. You're not allowed to hit us at all. So Israel saying, the 12-day war sucked. You were able to hit us. Now we want to make sure you can't hit us. And of course, Iran's not going to go with this because Iran. Why would they agree to that when Israel can hit them and Israel?
They're talking about now it's drones too, not just the missiles. That's the next one. No, drones. They have to also outlaw drones in Iran. Like, it should piss you guys off that he's doing everything to go to war, where normally he's supposed to do everything not to go to war. But the thing is, he's going to do it. We all know he's going to do it. He's just playing this act. Hopefully he can not lose so many, bonus points.
Israel can nuke them. So leaving them totally vulnerable and one-sided and at Israel's behest. No one in their right mind would agree to this. No sovereign nation would agree to this. The United States would never agree to this. I mean, just imagine if the United States and China and Russia got together and they bullied the United States and they said, look, we have more, we're more powerful than you. We have more nukes than you combined, which they do. Russia has more nukes than us, just Russia alone.
She's right. Nobody would put up with that. I mean, if you were an Iranian, would you want them to put up with it? I mean, they have no right to tell her. I mean, it's not even about that, guys. It's not just about not having a right to whatever. The fact is, he's just picking on them. He just wants this to happen because Bibi wants it to happen. And I don't understand why people keep defending. Like, why do people keep defending Trump on this? I mean, it's like, it'd be equivalent, like, if you were to go to your neighbor's house or they came to your house and you told them, hey, I don't like the lawnmower you're using. Maybe you should switch to electric. And they say no. Say, well, if you don't switch to electric, I'm going to have to attack you or maybe burn your house down. I mean, you know what I mean? That's what he's saying. He's basically going to somebody's other home and then telling them to do this. And that would be fine if it was a legit threat. But there's no legit threat. Just like Iraq wasn't a legit threat. No. And then I keep going into this. The fact that Trump keeps turning the right even more evil than they were before. It keeps happening. So I'm going to show you my next example. Alex Jones. Did you ever think he'd be a shill for PDF files? Do you? Well, we're about to find out. Hold on. That's what I'm saying. He takes the guys that we already had. It's already hard for people on the right to have someone you can trust. It's already slim pickings. Barely anyone, usually they're all corrupt. But he's saying the one slim pickings we have and turning them corrupt. Unbelievable. So hold on. So I'm going to have to give us a car side mirror warning. Podcasters are more evil than they appear to be. That's one thing that this whole debacle, all this Israel tension, all that, it starts to smoke out the people you thought were good, like PBD. I think he's a coward, honestly. I do. I mean, that's his country, and he's so afraid to he's always been kind of a scammer. I mean, he started his company, was a pyramid scheme. That's all it was. He says insurance, it was a pyramid scheme. Anyways, so now we're going to go to, what's his name? Alex Jones. Okay, well, let's see what she has to say. And by the way, don't be afraid of the left. I'm telling you, if you take that route, you're not changing anything. You know what I mean? We have way more in common with the people on the left than the people on the right. I mean, back up. We have more in common with people like other parties, people, than we do with the billionaires that run our party, the right or the left. We relate to them more. So why are we hating them more? We should just try to find a way to make it work. And it's the billionaires that are causing the problem and the elitists.
Alex Jones was on the PBD podcast, and during their conversation, he gave us some insights into Pam Bondi's probably most embarrassing moment during her testimony before the House Judiciary Committee. This was about the Epstein files, the release of the Epstein files. She really didn't want to talk about the Epstein files, and this is what I'm talking about. Take a look.
Trump has been convinced that it will crash the economy if all these bankers and people, if this stuff comes out, and he thinks it justifies the means, it's too dangerous. I'm not defending this. I'm telling you what Trump's been told. And that's why I said he's told it'll crash the stock market. Bondi yesterday, it'll crash the stock market.
The Dow is...
Goofy looking fool. That's not it. I mean, MTG said that Trump told her his friends were on that list. He doesn't want it to come out on those files, whatever. So Alex, again, he turned into a shill sellout. Nobody likes him anymore because he's been towing the line. We know that what Trump's doing is wrong. It's the opposite of what he promised. But Alex loves him even more than when you started. Come on. This guy, he was in money trouble. I think he got some kind of money or deal. He still seems to be having a nice car, a nice house. So don't trust Alex. But the point is this: if Trump's administration can turn even him into crooked, that means they were never better than Biden. That's it. Trump was just a better actor. Well, let's see about Pam Bondi though. She acts like she's like Jerome Powell or something. Like she's talking about economics and finances, like a lot of this freaking committee hearing. What are you talking about? You fool! I mean, it's not your job anyways. And she goes to bat for Trump. Oh, the Dow Jones is 550 or 50,000, whatever points. Yeah, that made the rich richer. Do you have any Dow Jones, any stake in Dow Jones, any stocks there? Or, you know what I mean, any of that? No, I don't think you do.
Over 50,000 right now. The S&P.
That's what I'm going to say. Another thing, we can never get a good government when we have cowards like her doing whatever she can to help Trump. You see what I'm saying? Like, why change? If you just have all these evil or disgusting podcasts like Benny Johnson and all them, Tim Pool and Ben Shapiro and all these losers, if you already have them doing your singing and politicians like her or bureaucrats, why would he change if that's what he wants?
He had almost 7,000 and the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about.
They know it's a giant mess of BS and crap. And then the women that are the victims and the survivors, almost all of them were, got into it. And that's how it worked. And we're actually madams, out running these operations.
He's getting fat again.
So, in the tail end of that clip, as you just heard, he seems to be doing a little bit of victim blaming here. Seems like he's attacking the survivors. Yeah. And if you're thinking, nah, come on, Anna, he wouldn't do that. I want to now turn to a longer video where he does exactly that.
See what I'm saying?
The women that they've, settled with and that are the victims and all this stuff, almost all of them are the women that ended up working for Epstein for years and years and years.
Recruiting other young girls to come to him.
Absolutely.
$100, $100.
Absolutely.
You get paid.
Absolutely. Some were bought at age, this is public, at age 9 or 10 from their Eastern European parents, flown here and then worked for him for decades. And so exactly, they're the ones that manage and run the women. And so when you see these women up there, you have to understand that in many cases, you're looking at people that for 5 years, 10 years worked for Epstein, and were part of it. But see, that's how they stop it. Those women then tell a limited story about what was going on. But then you read the names of some of the women, they're in all the emails preparing the beef jerky. A couple of women in there were actually girlfriends after they were adults and worked for Epstein for over a decade, and it turns out worked for George Soros. So see, I'm not trying to demonize the women. I'm just saying it's what you're seeing is not
Trump's fucking Secretary of Treasury is George Soros' man. Actually, right-hand man, not just any man. And this fool, okay, well, let's say we humor this fool, what he's saying right now. Oh, it's the victim's fault. First off, if you're into that kind of world, obviously there's manipulation going on. And if you're that young, that's why you're not supposed to drink and hang out with adults when you're that young, because you're not going to be like immune to it. Your brain's it's very impressionable. So this fool, what he's saying there doesn't make any sense. And anything, let's say we humor what that was saying. If that's the truth, okay, then why was Trump hiding these files? Why were they covering it up? Tell me why. I'd love to know why. Because if everything he's saying is right, then let it out there. Everyone will see the girls were just making shit up. And then this guy, I don't know, man. Shame on him.
what you're actually getting here.
What are we getting, Alex?
So let me get this straight. The 8 and 10-year-olds who were purchased from their Eastern European parents and brought here to the United States to be exploited by Epstein and his co-conspirators. They're actually not survivors. They're not victims at all. They're madams. They're madams. They get raped until they're adults, and then they end up working for Epstein. And so as a result, they have no credibility. Like, what was that argument? What was that? What?
Well, I guess it makes sense. Because if you knew that guy, the Island Boy, if you knew him, and anything does to you after you knew him, it's perfectly legal. It doesn't matter now. He can do whatever he wants to you because he knows you now. Like the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard coming from Alex, even dumber than the Sandy Hook, whatever, and the frogs turning gay, whatever. I mean, I know some people say it's true, but oh my God, usually when people get fatter, they're more jollier. He seems to be more angry. I don't know. It's very weird, but I don't know. I'm just disgusted, guys. I don't know. I'm not a leftist at all. I mean, I would say right, but I've been so ashamed of the right lately that I'll just be me, whatever, and do what's best for me and people who listen. Let's continue. Okay, now here's the next exhibit where it shows how people on the right, I already mentioned PBD, how big cowards they are and how they're just sellouts. And he proves it within 5 seconds of this video.
You're saying it one-sided. You're not telling the other side of the story on what they're doing either. You're not saying what Hamas did. You're not saying what they did.
What did Hamas do?
I mean, from day one, when you see the rapes and the videos, we've all seen it. This isn't something
what rapes and videos?
But stay on this here if you want to continue with this.
But what rapes and videos?
But my concern when you're saying Israel's doing it, you're saying the other side isn't doing anything.
No, but I'm asking. There was no rapes during October 7th. They've shown no rapes from October 7th. They showed no beheaded babies. All that was all bullshit.
I'll send you stuff. No, there's plenty of stories. It's not all of them.
The Israeli articles that I saw recently said that there was only 2 babies killed. One was shot by a bullet, and the other one died in a hospital. There was no babies in ovens. There was no beheaded babies. All that was all bullshit.
Listen closely. This is the tell. Patrick Bet David didn't get challenged by a seasoned policy analyst or a veteran debater. He got challenged by Dan Bilzerian. And that's exactly why this moment hit so hard. Dan walked onto Patrick's own set and calmly pressed on the weakest part of his argument, the assumption that confidence can replace evidence. Here's what that really exposes. Patrick leaned on familiar shortcuts. Everyone's seen the footage, recycled talking points, vague certainty. But the moment he was asked to slow down and be specific, the routine collapsed. Beat.
It's an act. When people can't answer right away, it means because they don't really know what the fuck they're talking about, or it's an act. But right away, you don't even need to see this. I'm going to explain something. This guy's an asshole because if he really was unbiased and cared about human lives, why would he go return it with, but you're saying they didn't do it though. Like, again, if lives you care about lives, doesn't matter who did this, who did that, or doesn't it matter to try to stop it coming in the future? Why? My point is this, people like him who have money and power and, persuasion, people listening to him, he shouldn't be doing this defending defense thing on his show. He should be working towards solving or figuring, ending it. But no, all the people on the right keep doing, they just keep on trying to defend everything that's going on. And you can't, because Trump is corrupt now. We all know this. So you can't defend it. How can he defend anything these creeps are doing? Because don't forget, those files are new to you and they were disgusting to see you. But your heroes on the right have already seen it. Trump, we knew about it. Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, this fool probably, he's friends with Trump. They all know what was in it, and they still stuck to that, disgusting behavior of covering it up and not, putting some much needed light on it.
Not because the questions were extreme, but because the claims couldn't survive scrutiny. And this is where democracy meets denial. Debate only works when facts are allowed to matter. When they don't, the performance cracks. Dan didn't dominate the room. He simply refused to move forward without clarity. That restraint is what made the contradiction visible. Let's be real. This wasn't humiliation by aggression. It was exposure by precision. And that's why the internet clocked it instantly. A narrative finally running out of room to hide.
Are you going to the dual citizenship part with Israel? Israel.
That's another problem. Is a lot of our politicians have far more allegiance to Israel than they do the United States. I mean, that's a whole other issue.
Why they did the dual citizenship? Do you know the history behind why they did the dual citizenship?
What do you mean?
So the whole concept of dual citizenship was because when Israel became a country again, they didn't want the people from here who wanted to go back to Israel, that didn't have a motivation to go if they were going to lose their citizenship here. So that would, we don't do that. Every other country, you gotta, I don't want to lose my citizenship. Well, okay, how about if we do this? How about if we allow you, just Israel, to go back to your country, you only lose your citizenship?
He's always talking with his hands because his mouth is full of shit because he doesn't say anything smart or honest sometimes. I mean, sometimes he's straight. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes he's legit. But when you need him the most and he's a liar, then what good is the other parts? You know what I mean? So I'll categorize him as shit for now. But yeah, all about the hands because there's nothing coming out of here.
That was the arrangement at the beginning why they did it that way.
No, look, I get it. I have 3 citizenships. You know what I mean? I think it's okay. I think
What's the third one? I know Armenia, but it's the
St. Kitts.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't have an issue with dual citizenship. My issue is when somebody is holding a U.S. office and they are putting a foreign nation's interest before America's interest, and they are favoring that other country. And so that, to me, is treason. Like, when you are a U.S. government official, your motivation should be to do things in the best interest of the government that you're representing, not some other fucking foreign country. And that's the problem.
Okay, so, but go through it. So what is the solution? Meaning, if Israel's the enemy, then if let's just say,
let me sum this up. It doesn't matter if Israel was the enemy or not. If we would just mind our own effing business, they could do what they want. But they're doing it on your guys' risking your lives, your sons' lives, daughters' lives, and that's going to go to war. And if not that, you're risking their financial security. This country's dollars imploding. It's like your kids want to have a life when they'll have kids. And they make it so hard to now. So, like, doesn't matter. How about this, PB? If you had a point, he would say, that's it. We shouldn't even be involved. So it doesn't matter anything you say after that point. They want to go in these wars. They want this. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like me getting a Honda. I can only afford a Honda. Then I go blackmail somebody into giving me extra money so I can get a Benz. And it's just like, well, you know what I mean? Like, if you can't get the Benz on your own, then that's it. Stop looking for a Benz. And it's like, that's what they're doing. It's like, they're not doing it on their own. They're coming to other people where they have to put what's the risk to Israel? What is it? They're going to be their soldiers. It's not going to be their money. They're trying to secure their kids' money. It's yours. Why? What's the payout? We're the only idiots on the planet that puts all our money into something. And there's not only is there not a payoff, we get anything back from it. They just keep taking more, and it's not even for our own country. Before you know it, we're going to have to put tax dollars to Mars.
You don't do anything, and everybody in the Middle East unites to take out Israel. Do you think the Middle East is better without Israel, and do you think the world's a safer place without Israel?
100%. It's not even close.
Okay, tell me why. Why do you think?
Give me an argument otherwise. Please. But give me one argument why the world would be better off with Israel. Let's just start with that. One thing.
Okay, look, Israel would be better off without Israel. What's my point? I'm saying, because if we stop helping them, they'll stop getting these like delusions of grandeur. They'll stop having these, bling dreams of theirs where they want to keep taking people's land and money and this and that. Like, we're not restraining them. Once they're restrained, they won't be a big problem in the Middle East because they're the ones that keep causing the problem. I mean, you can't tell me that's not what's going on. Again, the people who defend them the most are rich. And either they want to keep getting rich or they want to become rich. Anyways, I don't want to see these goofy years anymore. But guys, leave me some comments. I like to think I'm right about all this. But if you guys think I'm wrong, tell me. I don't give a shit. I think I am. But take care. Have fun. And there was nothing else in this video. I just wanted to give you a quick recap. Take care.